Seeing a need and rising to the challenge. That has been the mission of one local entrepreneur. Sidney Baptista was born and raised in Dorchester, and in 2017, he founded PYNRS Run Crew, Boston's first black and brown-led running community. Then in 2020, he launched PYNRS Performance Streetwear, a brand meant to reflect the culture of running communities like his own. And joining me now, we have Sidney Baptista. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me. This is great.
I'm excited to talk with you about this because I want to know how this all came to be. What inspired you to create PYNRS Running Crew?
Yeah, so I started running about 2014 because I saw one of my friends running. And 2014 was a big period in my life when I left my corporate job to become an entrepreneur, and I failed at a couple of those ventures. And so I was kind of having a difficult conversations with myself, or like just struggling. And then I saw another black dude running, and I was like, running? Why are you running? And he was happy, smiling. It's like, I need that feeling.
Yeah.
And so I started running, and it was hard, but it helped me have hard conversations with myself, and it helped me through a difficult time. And so after that, and building that and doing that for about 3 years, I was like, well, I want to bring this feeling back to where I'm from, Dorchester, Roxbury. And so started PYNRS Run Crew.
I love that. I love that you found this feeling and you wanted to bring it to others. Yeah. In your view, how has all of this kind of changed running in our city?
It has made running more visible and more normalized. And so the goal is to make people feel like it's not something different or something that's not for them, right? So if you see people, the reason why we run in Dorchester, Roxbury, is because we want people to see us running and be like, oh, maybe I can do that, you know? Same way that I discovered running at 27. And so we want to, and so when we deliberately run in these neighborhoods, we want black and brown kids to grow up seeing it and not questioning if running is for them.
I love that. So from the Run Club came your apparel brand. We have to talk about this. PYNRS Performance Streetwear. Its mission is to champion community, culture, and diversity in running. How is your brand different from the athletic apparel that people are used to seeing at stores?
Yeah, so at its core, we're a performance running apparel brand, and we start with a different body. Like when we make product, most apparel brands start with a slim, tall, aspirational runner. And we're building product for the community that we've built. And so when I started building the running community, I saw that product that we got from other brands just didn't fit our women specifically. We tend to be a bit more athletic, you know, and so I wanted to build product that actually fit. And then outside of that, I wanted to make product that we actually like and that culturally feels like it's for us. And so that's how I came up with the idea of creating a running apparel brand. And yeah, it's been about 6 years now. Very
cool. What inspired the name PYNRS?
So there's a lot of black legacy in running that is not often told. And so the New York Pioneer Club was started in the 1930s by 3 black men. And they were the first large-scale sports club to allow black men and white men to run together, integrated sports club, started in Harlem. And then from that came a gentleman named Ted Corbett, who went on to be one of the founding members of the New York Roadrunners, one of the biggest marathons in the world, invented the way that we still measure marathons today, and created the New York City Marathon route as we know it. And so there's all this legacy, black legacy, in running that's often
untold,
never told. Yeah, and so I wanted to make sure we're paying homage and respect to what was before us.
It's incredible what you're doing. We're showing some images of some of the clothes that you have in your line. How does representation in apparel, though, tie into accessibility, in your view, in the sport of running?
Yeah, and so if you could see yourself in it and you can see yourself actually there, and so if you see a runner and they're not really looking like anything you would ever wear, we tend to mix it up and be like, oh, we're going to bring this into it, we're going to bring that into it, or we pull the oldest pair of sneakers that we have in our closet, you know, and we'll go run. But if you see someone vibey and like that kind of like reflects you, who you are, you're like, oh, I can be that, I can do that. And so, and then you also, when you become a runner and when you become anything, you want to be able to identify as that, and you want to see yourself and celebrate kind of who you are.
Yeah.
So apparel does that.
How has PYNRS Performance Streetwear grown since it first began? I mean, can you believe how far it's come from the vision that you had when you started to now?
Yeah, you got to be a bit naive, and you got to believe and build. I always say believe and build. You got to believe in it, but it's definitely exploded in the last year. I had a Brooks running shoe collaboration that came in.
Amazing.
Did well. We just launched a new footwear collab this week called with Kane Footwear. We just did Paris Fashion Week. We're a global company. 80% of our sales are outside of Massachusetts. And so we're growing. It's still hard, not easy, still selling clothes out my trunk sometimes, but it works. It's good.
I love that you said that. You said it's still hard
Yeah, it's
because
hard.
it's a growth journey to do
yeah.
something like this. Talk about the journey from where you started in terms of how you've grown as an entrepreneur in this to now.
Yeah, you know, before you have product, you have all these ideas and what you want to do, but once you get product, you actually have to sell product. And so I've definitely transitioned into more of the business. How do I not run out of money? How do I raise money? And then I bring on people to help with the creative and just making sure that it's aligned from a mission perspective, and I keep a big picture idea, but I've definitely grown as a business entrepreneur, which is great. It's still hard, like I said. It looks the glitz and glamour on Instagram versus reality.
It's hard work.
But it's hard work, but it's fun. I wouldn't change it for anything else.
That's amazing. You know, when you see the work that you're putting out, what do you hope runners feel when they see your brand, when they're wearing your brand? What's been the reaction so far?
Yeah, I want to create product that reflects and celebrates the communities that we serve. And so whether that's Pioneers Run Crew in Boston, or we're in London with Run Them, or we're in Amsterdam, wherever in the world that there's a black runner who is looking for community, we want them to look to Pioneers and be like, yeah, that's for me. You know, like that's made for me. And so it's been great when people, there are people who are like big fans of Pioneers. And so if you're wearing Pioneers and someone that loves Pioneers, it's like a connection. You know, it's like one of those, if you know, you know. Hopefully for not long. Hopefully it's everyone knows soon.
Yes,
but,
yes.
But right now, it's people love it. It's something that stands for who they are.
For folks who are thinking, okay, I want to be a part of this, I want to sign up. I was just telling you in the break, how do I join? Because I think it's for all levels, right?
Correct.
Where can people get their first start to maybe join a run club? You know, how do they get involved?
My first, what I say is go get fitted for running shoes, because what happens is you're going to grab the oldest pair of shoes you have, go run, and be like, oh, it doesn't work for me, my body hurts. Go get fitted for a pair of shoes, then join a local running community. If you're in Boston, Pioneers Run Crew meets on Wednesday nights. And then when you grow in running, get you some running apparel from Pioneers. We make good product, not cheap product. So we make product that's reflective, the price point's reflective of where the market is. And so there's gonna be, some people look at it and be like, that's too expensive, but it's like we make really good product. So.
Sidney Baptista, we really appreciate you being here and sharing your story with us. You're inspiring so many. I'm inspired listening to what you've been doing, so thank you so much.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Appreciate you. A moment to pause and connect before running Boston. How the Black Unicorns are uniting athletes from around the world every Boston Marathon.